Hey everybody. Well, it's like 38 degrees outside, and we do have the heater working now and everything, but it's having to fight a battle against windows that need repairing and an air conditioner that the landlord has promised to remove and put a window in its place because that air conditioner does not work, and we have an air conditioner that we use in the summertime that hooks into the other window right there. So, and so I just got through hanging a bunch of clothes out on the line and getting myself thoroughly frozenated, which is why I came inside after and took my coat off and then pulled my blanket cape on top of my sweatshirt just so I could get warmed up, which is why I look this way. And now that I'm sitting down to relax, I'm going to get started on my crocheting projects that I'm working on. But I really kind of wanted to talk about this ongoing government shutdown and how it's affecting millions upon millions of people. And among those millions upon millions of people are the very people who voted for Trump. The red states are going to get hit harder by this than the blue states are. But everybody, even if you're not on SNAP or you're not using the Affordable Care Act or Medicare or Medicaid for your health insurance, you are going to be adversely affected by this shutdown. People on SNAP can't buy food. Thousands of grocers depend as much on the people that have SNAP benefits and WIC as they do on the people that pay cash or by credit card. So that's one thing. And people are buying less because of the big, beautiful bill. I got other names for that bill. But that major budget bill that Congress is still trying to get passed. And the reason that it's going on, the shutdown has gone on for a whole month, has been because the Republicans who are in control of the Senate, of the House, of the Supreme Court, and the White House want to pass this bill without any changes at all. And in this bill, it cuts SNAP, it cuts Medicare, it cuts WIC, it cuts all these things that benefits the working class at a lower income and the elderly and disabled and the people that just, poverty-stricken, that are not able to have high-paid jobs. It's affecting all of them. It's cutting all of them out. This is Trump's war on the working class and the poor in this bill. And it's only going to benefit the billionaires, the corporations and the billionaires, Trump's friends. The rest of us are getting punished. And the Republicans are saying that it's because we want illegals to benefit from SNAP and the Health Care Act. The problem with that little statement is that while the undocumented immigrants pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in taxes every year, they are not eligible for Medicare, Medicaid, WIC, SNAP benefits, or food stamps. They're not eligible for any of that. They don't get it. The only people that get those benefits are American citizens. And the Republicans are punishing American citizens. So many people. I'm just one. My boyfriend's just one. We can't work because of a disability. Patrick can't work because of an ongoing issue with an artery that he's going to have surgery for, and it's still going to affect his life because he has to worry about heart attacks and strokes, and he has to worry about that blood vessel deciding to overload itself again, and he's on medication to try to stop that. But now that the Medicaid has been cut off, he can't get his medicine for his high blood pressure. And he can't work because he's going to be spending all this time going back and forth to doctors. That's what he got fired from his last job for. It's because he had too many sick days from going back and forth to doctors over that artery. Even with doctor's notes, giving him a release to go back to work. He's just one person. But there he was when he was working, and then toward the end, when he couldn't work, he was on SNAP. So we were getting groceries with that, and then also using the church food banks to help supplement. And my disability payment, my Social Security payment, took care of the rent. And I even got my landlord to up the price of my rent just so we could go bills paid, because he was responsible for the bills before he lost his job and everything got cut off on us. My landlord was really sweet about that. He's an absolute angel. How many people, their landlord won't work with them? My landlord is working with me to keep me right where I'm at. He wants to have me as a tenant. I've been his tenant since 1993. And we're good friends. But how many other people could say that about their landlord? How many other people have a landlord that can afford to do this and is willing to? People are going to wind up homeless. They're going to wind up without food. They're going to wind up without any kind of health care when they need it. Because this shutdown goes on and on and on, and there's no compromise. The only thing the Democrats have asked for is to keep the Affordable Care Act so that American citizens can afford to have their health care without it jumping 30% in 1 year. If you're paying $175 a month for your health care right now, and that's kind of low end for most people that are paying for their health care and they're not using the Affordable Care Act, even Affordable Care Act, it's still expensive enough. But if you're paying $175 a month right now, jump at 30% per month. That puts you close to what? $300, almost $400 a month. $300, $350 or so a month. That's a couple extra $1,000 a year on your health care. Now, you can't get WIC if you're a single mother raising very small children because they cut your funding. So instead of being able to get at a price you can afford milk or formula or other things for your small children, you're not going to be able to do that. Already, families are having to toward the end of the month, the parents are going without eating 2 or 3 meals just so the kids can have something to eat. That are on SNAP benefits. And I think it's even happening for people that are not on SNAP benefits that just don't make enough money to cover everything else and be able to eat 3 nutritious meals a day. Everybody in the family. Because they don't qualify for SNAP. Because they make too much money. And they don't qualify for WIC because it's both parents. And they make too much money. So they don't have Medicare or Medicaid. Because Medicare, you have to be a certain age and have worked a certain amount of hours in your lifetime in order to have enough points. I think it's like 40 points, which I skirted under. I ended up having to retire when I was in my 30s because of the spinal injury. So I ended up on having my SSI checks for disability at an earlier age and couldn't qualify for Medicare, so I qualified for Medicaid. Okay. People that, and I'm about to have to quit going to my oncologist now for my follow-ups on the cancer because I'm losing my Medicaid. People that make too much for Medicaid, not enough for Medicare, and they've got the health insurance that's going up. They've got rents going up. The utilities are going up. The gas for your car has not dropped down that much. In fact, it's going up again. All the things are going up, skyrocketing, partly because of the tariffs, which are horrendous. But everybody's going to be affected. If you're on food stamps and you would go to the farmer's market and get double, you could pay double, pay for double the amount. For like $20, you get $40 worth of vegetables if you were on food stamps. We can't do that no more because food stamps are cut off. That means your farmer, your local farmer that goes to the farmer's market can't come out to her stand anymore because not as many people are going to be buying her product or his product. Because the farmer's market, the produce is actually a little bit more expensive than what it is in the grocery store, but you're getting, you're supporting our local farmers instead of the big corporation farms. So you can't go to the farmer's market and get double on your vegetables and fruits. So you have to go to the grocery store. You can't afford the prices for a decent amount of vegetables for your family. You get as much as you can. But if you don't have food stamps, where's the money coming from for your food? When your money runs out, how are you going to pay for your food? Fewer people buying groceries. It's affecting the grocers. Now, fewer produce being bought by the grocers is affecting the farmers. The crops having to be going to rot or else be donated to the food banks. That affects the farmers. That affects the people that have the food banks. The federal funding that supplements the food banks has been cut off. And you've got idiots like Tommy Tuberville saying that the young men should just go out and find a job. Well, it's not just young men that are on food stamps. It's not just young men that are on the state welfare. It's not just the young men that get Medicaid. It's the elderly, the disabled, families that their income is not enough. And they're working. It's single mothers who can't work because they have an infant or a toddler, and they can't afford to stick them in a nursery while they go off and have a job. And they don't trust, even if they could, that the nursery is going to be safe for their child because of all the stuff that we've heard in the news. All of these people are affected. And the job market has bottomed out. It's the vets who have come home from wars, who have been horribly maimed and wind up homeless because there's nobody for them at home. But they can't find jobs because there's nothing in the job market for them. All of us are being affected. Every single American is being affected. And I'll tell you what, even those billionaires are being affected. Because the billionaires that have those companies like Walmart's and the grocery stores and the clothing stores and the ones that have like the John Deere with the tractors and all these and the cars and everything, they're being affected. And when they start realizing that the bottom line, the dollar amount that's coming in, because of this shutdown, they're going to lose so much. You think they're going to be sitting there saying, oh, well, we voted for this. It's good. Or you think they're going to be going to Trump and saying, hey, enough of this. You're hurting us too. It's not worth that tax cut if everybody that is supporting us through their buying our products cannot do it because of your silly little bills. I sure hope they do. But everybody's being affected. And the longer this goes on, the more frustrated I get with Congress. Both the Democrats and the Republicans, but especially the Republicans. Because at least the Democrats have been going in every single day to work, while the Republicans have been off on vacation for this whole month. They haven't even been calling in the votes most of the time. And Mike Johnson refuses to confirm the seat of Arizona's newest representative. I just really don't understand these people and the way they're blaming everybody but themselves because they won't get off their dead asses and do their job. That's it. I love y'all. Have a great day.